the stream itself, the channel is set to mature audiences, just
Yeah.
in case for that. But
just to cover everything, but yeah.
And then it doesn't actually, the pre-show gets cut out for the audio podcast, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can change whatever designation.
Well, no, it's just so that way I don't have to mark it as explicit or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Plug this in. So yeah, I think was D23 in fact this week, and that's where all the news came out of, or like is it like
Last
leading up
week
to
or the
D23
weekend or something? No,
Okay.
it was already.
Yeah.
I think it was this week or yeah, this past weekend or something, and that's why all the news came out. But
yeah.
Okay. I just want to try and avoid a potentially another embarrassing like opening of the show talking about something that hasn't happened or whatever. Since I tend to do that.
Yeah, no, yeah, the D23 2019
Okay.
already happened.
Also, PAX is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be cool. So, all right. So now we are totally 100% live on the internet. Hello, internet
Woohoo!
people.
Yeah.
Welcome to our stream. Hopefully, my Streamlabs viewer count plugin will actually record the number of people watching this time.
Nice. That'd be good.
Since it was showing like 0 people during the entire Fire Emblem stream. And it was showing like 2 people during the Leafdancer stream. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, because you saw more than just 2 people come in during Leafdancer. Like, we were talking about how some of Heather's friends, like, came in and... Yeah.
Well, there we go. It did update. Okay.
Yay.
So. And then, for anyone interested, September for Twitch is Subtember. So you can get a tier 1 subscription at half price for the month of September.
I see.
Apparently, they're also doing some big promotion with Subway.
Okay.
And Subway is in fact setting up its own Twitch account.
Okay.
Which I guess is just going to auto-host like top streamers or whatever. I don't know. Or presumably people that they sign sponsorship deals with. So,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I would rather them, exclusive, like have somebody that exclusively plays things like Diner Dash, or any kind of like food related games. That would be fun. Oh, like Overcooked. It's just 100% Overcooked, Diner Dash, and I don't know, Burger Saga, Sandwich Saga.
There's a few more cooking style
Cooking
games.
Mama.
Yes. I've actually, I've actually seen some videos of like people cooking real food along with Cooking Mama, and like the instructions are pretty spot on.
Yeah. I think my favorite is I can't remember if it's Vice or I forget, or another, it might be BuzzFeed. Like a BuzzFeed multiplayer series where they take professionals in a given industry and they sit them down and they have them play a game that attempts to replicate the experience of being in that industry.
I feel
so it's like
Overcooked might be.
they had 2 professional chefs play Overcooked, and sit down and play a couple levels of Overcooked, and they ended up acing them.
Nice.
So
Time management, man.
Well, and it's basically, if you're used to working in an environment where you have to like prioritize orders going out and everything like that, that's basically the name of that game.
Oh, absolutely.
So, some of the other interesting ones were like they got a cowboy to play Red Dead Redemption 2. They got a police officer to play GTA 5.
Oh.
Like basically try and outrun the police in GTA 5. What was it? My favorite one was they got 2 folks that are members, or at least former members of like essentially the bomb squad, to play what is it? Stop talking.
Keep talking or everyone dies. I don't know.
Yes, keep talking or everyone dies, or whatever. They actually came back and they did a second episode because they aced the first one. They were like, "Yeah, we'll come back.
Wow.
We accept your challenge. Make it harder." And then they made it super hard, and they ended up getting like 2 out of 3 on that one.
Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. In a video game.
In most cases, when working on the bomb squad, maybe not so much.
Yeah. I remember I saw a joke online though, or like just a statement really, and it was like, isn't that a stressful thing? And it's, doing that, and it's somebody who worked on that replied, well, no, because either I, take care of it and it's taken care of, or it's suddenly not my problem anymore.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that 2 out of 3 in video games is not bad.
Although really it was 5 out of 6 since they aced the first 3. So
yeah.
5 out of 6 is better than 2 out of 3.
Absolutely.
It is. It is indeed. So. All right. It's been about 7.5 minutes. So I think we can go ahead and start. We're a little late. That was my fault. I was trying to get Discord to do sound correctly. And then my initial plan was to use, pre-show time to change up the display so that it does a window capture of Discord instead of a monitor capture. So that way I could actually pull stuff up on the monitor that we're showing Discord on and not have it show up on stream. So, still can't view the Discord chat though, unless I can pop it out in a separate window or something, but yeah. All right. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up on episode 155, trailer for The Mandalorian, WoW Classic off to a strong start, Rey's switchy lightsaber, and much, much more on the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. We are bringing you the latest and greatest geeky news of the week. I am your host, Sean Hayes, and with me are my wonderful co-hosts, as always, Courtney Bolin.
Hey, everybody.
And Josh York.
Let me ask you, Sean, do you have a Xenogears Weltall figure? Because I do now. Thank you to my wonderful brother who knows me oh so well for getting me this for my birthday.
That figure looks like it has like hex nuts on its chest area.
For chest? Yeah. Hey man, it was 1998. Anything went,
1998, anything goes.
Yeah.
Kids taking monsters, enslaving them, and fighting them in the streets.
Exactly.
That was just what we did.
Just what happened.
It's just how the world was back then.
I think was the N64 out by 90? I feel like it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it in Christmas of 95 or 96. Whatever the year it came out, I got it.
I'm trying to remember when GoldenEye came out.
Oh, geez. 96 or 97.
I was going to say, it might be around then.
I'm going to say 1996.
Of just another example of anything goes.
I think the N64 came out in the fall or winter of 95 because I remember playing Star Wars Shadows of the Empire when I was in 6th grade during my last year of Little League. So I had to have been, that had to be 1996. So I had to
in fact, we just passed the anniversary of the release date.
Yes. So it did come out in September of 96 in North America.
What?
What? I'm seeing. No.
It came out in June 96 in Japan.
What?
I searched when did N64 come out? 1996.
Oh, we're talking about GoldenEye, Courtney.
Okay, well, you guys were first talking about the actual N64.
Yeah.
But it was in the context of GoldenEye. So GoldenEye is August 25th, 1997.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see where I misdid my
math. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we almost so GoldenEye is now the game GoldenEye 007. That makes it 22 years old.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, 22 years old. GoldenEye as a franchise can go bar hopping.
Yes.
But can't rent a car.
No, they can still rent a car. They just have to pay an extreme premium. Because you can rent a car if you're under 25. You just have to pay through the nose. Like double, basically, because of the insurance.
Or you take an Uber.
Yeah. But I know that because I looked at, when I was under 25, I looked at renting a car I needed to do something. And I couldn't because it just feasibly did not, the cost was astronomical.
Yeah.
It's not like when I go to Denver now and it's just whatever, just give me the car.
Yeah. So, basically we have two big blocks of news this week.
Yeah.
We have the D23 Expo, which is the big Disney Expo. Does anyone know why it's called D23?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know what the significance of, like, I don't know, was Disney founded in 1923? I don't think so.
Could, maybe. It's as good as guess as any.
Yes. The name D23 refers to D for Disney and 23 for 1923, the year Walt Disney founded the company.
Oh. Well,
according to D23 Disney Wikipedia.
Okay. That's still kind of weird. I don't know. Like they should call it Dexpo or something. But anyway,
DisCon.
We got a whole bunch of, well, it's not really a convention though. So we got a whole bunch of news. Mainly the big stuff is Star Wars and Marvel. And we got some trailers for Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, the Mandalorian series. We also confirmed announcement of a Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series for Disney Plus.
Hello there.
So excited.
Yep.
And he totally missed his chance to do that.
I know. I was hoping when he came out on stage. Yeah.
He had one chance.
Yep. And then an announcement for Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk. So,
I know nothing about Moon Knight.
I don't either.
I don't care about She-Hulk.
I think She-Hulk will be interesting.
I really like Ms. Marvel. So
I'm a little sad I have to wait until 2021 for Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It is
She-Hulk
what it is.
It's like Daredevil. She's a lawyer. It's just Daredevil, but the Hulk.
Yeah.
And I don't like Daredevil.
Except, as far as I know, she has like a successful law firm.
Yeah,
unlike Matt Murdock.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know that
right?
much about She-Hulk, to be honest. It's just not interesting to me as a character.
No.
Yeah.
A couple things that I'm excited about. Actually, Hilary Duff is coming back as Lizzie McGuire, y'all. Yay!
What?
I'm excited.
Wait, what?
I'm so excited. I am so excited about this. I grew up on Lizzie McGuire. Like, as soon as I got cable, that was one of the shows that I fell in love with.
Next you're going to tell me they're going to bring Even Stevens back.
Oh, man, I wish.
Also, I do know they announced a Phineas and Ferb movie. I believe that's coming to Disney Plus.
I don't even know what that is.
Phineas and Ferb?
Nope.
It's another
work in an elementary school. You must know what Phineas and Ferb is.
Never. Nope.
Harry the Platypus.
No.
The kid's head is shaped like a triangle.
I think Phineas and Ferb has kind of been out of the general mindset of its target audience for long enough now. So I'm not necessarily surprised that the kids that Josh was teaching were not talking about it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got that announcement. Apparently there's also some kind of deal that's going to be going on with Disney Plus for like just the base version. Like apparently some kind of really, really cheap deal. But then of course there's also the bundle that they're doing with Hulu, confirmed to be base Hulu, so not commercial free Hulu.
So the Hulu that I get that lets me play it on any device, but I still have to still get commercials, which is totally fine. Like, yeah.
And then ESPN Plus, right?
Sports, yeah.
We might actually get that package. I think.
Yeah, I've already told you guys, like, it's not that much, and it's cheaper than paying for Hulu and that individually. I'm just going to get the package. And that means that I can also watch, like, baseball games at work.
How much is it?
You know.
I think they said, like, $12?
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere between the $12 and $15 range for the bundle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Something that's also kind of cool is some Muppets are coming as well to Disney Plus.
Yeah, I figured that was a given, considering I think Disney owns the Muppet brand now.
I think so, but yeah. So that wasn't something that I had seen yet. And I'm actually excited for Monsters at Work whenever that eventually comes out. Because Billy Crystal and John Goodman will be playing Mike and Sully still.
Interesting.
Yes, that is according to D23.com.
I do like the fact that that Disney is willing to shell out for like the big name talent for a lot of these TV series.
Yeah.
Because we've seen in the past where, you know, they did.
It's not like they don't have the money.
Yeah, but I just mean like, in the past, is you would get voice actors that would try and approximate.
Yep.
Or like you get Tom Hanks' brother.
They definitely did not have Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella voicing Timon and Pumbaa for the Timon and Pumbaa cartoon.
Nope.
So, but they had, you know, people that could get it pretty close.
Yeah.
But these days, you know, they just be like, "Oh yeah, here's a contract. There you go."
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm
I saw the new trailers. The new trailers look pretty good.
I made the mistake of watching the High School Musical, the series, one. And first off, that is just a mouthful. But it looks kind of cute. But it definitely just, I still have status quo stuck in my head, and I'm probably gonna have it stuck in my head all night.
No original cast,
long.
0 out of 10.
Well, no, because it's all like the high school that is based off of High School Musical has never done a production of High School Musical. So, like, that's the whole. Of course, there's not going to be any original cast. That's what it says in the. Yeah. I do like though that it's going to be a 10-episode scripted series. And so it's not just going to be something that's continuing. It's going to have a clear, defined beginning, middle, and end. Hopefully.
Depends on how it performs.
Yeah.
True, but they know that it has a 10 episode series. Like, that's what they've got right now. So I'm actually kind of excited for it.
I mean, to be fair, Disney did let Gravity Falls end after 3 seasons.
That was Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get those mixed up.
They said,
yep,
Cartoon Network. 3 seasons, we're done. This story's wrapped up. It's done. If you try and offer us more money, we're just going to turn it down. We're done. And Disney said, okay.
Yeah.
So.
I can't believe that was only 3. I feel like there was more of it than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those shows feel like there was a lot more than there was.
There was a lot of Adventure Time.
Oh,
there were a lot of
Adventure
Time. Well, Adventure Time is also only 15-minute episodes.
True.
So you could fit a lot more in. Yeah.
But I mean, that's also somewhat downplaying it because it also had overarching storylines and narratives that went throughout.
Oh yeah, it's like Steven
large
Universe.
chunks of the series.
It's like Steven Universe, where every episode is 15 minutes long, but there is huge overarching through seasons. And that's coming out with a movie. I'm so excited for.
I mean, the important stuff was Star Wars.
Yeah, the important stuff is actually really is the Star Wars. Something else
Bounty
that I
hunting
saw from
is a complicated profession.
Yeah.
It's just such a great line. I feel
really
like, and just the way it's delivered.
I mean, if you watched Cowboy Bebop, you would know that.
Yep.
Another thing though that I saw come out of D23 is that there's going to be a lot of changes to the parks coming.
Yeah. I mean, that's not really news to me because Disney saying we're making changes to the parks is like Williams College saying we're making changes to the campus, which is it's always in a state of change. So it's like, well, okay, sure.
Yeah, I would imagine they're consistently changing the park.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been
a few things.
There has been something under construction or under major like refurbishment like nonstop for like the past 25 years.
Yeah.
So it is a rare time when I go down there and there isn't something under a vast amount of construction. So I do know the next time I go down, I will be excited for the rest of the parks to not be busy because everybody's going to basically the Star Wars portion of Hollywood Studios.
That'd be the only thing I'd be interested in going for.
I've heard that's happened with Disneyland is like everybody's just jam-packed into the Star Wars portion and like the rest of the park's just empty. And it's like that's the dream.
I actually saw an article today because apparently like the special Coke bottles that you can get there, some people are having issues getting them back through TSA because with the caps on, they look like hand grenades. through like
I
the
could see that.
scanners and stuff. Yeah. And so like some people are like, oh yeah, we're like, it's not Disney that's having the issue with them. It is the TSA because they look like explosives through the X-ray. I've seen a lot of people being like, yeah, just take the cap off, like drink the soda, take the cap off, and you'll be fine. Because everybody wants the cool souvenir bottle. But
wait, they're taking them filled?
Some people are, yeah. They're like shipping them home.
Because that's a big problem. Because it's more than the requisite number of ounces for liquids.
You can check them, and that's where the problem is coming. Because people are putting them in their checked baggage, which still gets run through an X-ray, and it comes in and it looks like a hand grenade because of the cap. Because they're the circular ones like you get it around Christmas time. They're the circular bottles, but the caps. But yeah, no, it's people that are checking it, not people that are bringing it in. Like they'll bring like empty bottles through security, but it's the ones that are being checked. Because you could travel with an entire suitcase full of liquids. They would just, be like, what the hell? But
well,
yeah.
At that point, if you're going to do that, folks, just ship it home.
Yeah, just mail it home. That's what a lot of people are saying to do. Just if you really want it, like just ship it home. If you want it unopened.
Why do you want it unopened?
Because, to be very honest, it's a collector's item, and there are tons of people who, go to these different amusement parks and get the exclusive things.
That type of stuff I don't get it.
They're collector's things.
Also, Disney's had a problem with essentially people just like taking anything that wasn't nailed down.
Yeah, I remember I saw something about like the sporks or something.
It was a lot of stuff that like, well, no, it was like menus.
Oh.
Like anything that wasn't nailed down that had like Star Wars written on it, people were just like trying to just lift left and right. Yeah. And it was like, can you guys not do that? And it's like, obviously it's going to get traced because like it's not something that's made for mass production.
Yeah.
So the moment you try and put it up for sale or whatever, it's going to be like, knock, 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 FBI. Because, Disney's not going to play around.
Yeah. But,
FBI, open up.
Yep. We're here for your menu.
Back to the Star Wars trailers, though, because I do want to talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't show much in the Mandalorian one,
no.
which I appreciated quite a bit.
Yep.
They just showed like a lot of random shots, and I'm sure there's Easter egg stuff in there that I didn't pick up on, but whatever, fine with me. I'd rather just.
Looks like it's gonna be kind of dark.
Yeah.
Which should be.
I'm kind of ready for some gritty.
I'm totally in on that.
I'm up for some grit.
It should
just
be
all the stormtrooper heads on on pikes.
All of those helmets.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming are full helmets.
Probably.
Maybe.
With how they're sitting on said spikes.
Yeah, they weren't bloody enough.
Well, once you decapitate a head and the blood falls out,
right? So, like,
then you put it on the spike.
The spikes. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows what their
laser
process
spikes
was?
That's also there. You go. Could be.
Actually, yeah, it would cauterize it, stop it bleeding.
When I don't know if it's going. When does this take place in the timeline of Star Wars? Do you know?
I don't know. There we go.
And this is
I have no idea.
This is some new. This isn't Boba Fett or anything.
This is according to Wikipedia. So, 5 years after the fall of the Empire, and before the emergence of the First Order.
Okay. Got it. Between 6 and 7.
And it's basically follows a lone gunfighter in the Outer Rim.
I'm in. I'm with me.
Yep. Yeah, Outer Rim is basically where you get your Wild West of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'll be curious. I mean, I know I'm going to be looking for Easter eggs and references to other stuff like Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff like that doesn't always get referenced in the movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be curious to see how it is. And like I said, I'm glad they didn't show a lot narratively.
Yeah.
In the trailer, so it'll be a surprise and interesting to watch unfold. Now,
I know one of my
Rise of Skywalker, on the other hand.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the heck is going on.
I've really only seen Rey's
dumb double lightsaber.
Yep.
It's just got a hinge. It's two lightsabers with a hinge.
I get it. Fine. Impractical.
How?
Darth Maul's was better.
Yeah, but they don't know how to recreate Darth Maul's.
Yeah.
They obviously so just take two lightsabers and put a hinge between them, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think otherwise I'm fine with the trailer. Just that was a little. When I saw it, I was like, that's a little silly. I like the double lightsaber. It's like one of my favorite things as far as they go. I just don't like that whole hinge deal. And I don't know why it looks like a Sith. What the heck?
Yeah.
Here's okay. I have basically 3 theories.
Okay.
One,
here we go.
One, it's a vision.
Okay.
2, she has a twin sister or a clone that didn't know about. 3, Palpatine possesses Rey and just totally takes over Rey's body, because it looks like they're fighting. So in the original trailer teaser, they show like the remains of the Death Star, one of the Death Stars, and then this shows Rey and Kylo fighting on what looks to be those remains. So Palpatine's ghost is still there. So I don't know. Palpatine's ghost is haunting the Death Star.
But here's the thing. Here's the twist. He's not a Force ghost. He's just an actual ghost.
Actual ghost, yeah.
Actual ghost.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be something important with Palpatine because they keep teasing.
Yep.
Yeah,
and the guy, who's the guy who plays him? I forget his name. But like, he's in it. And there's like new lines, so he's already done new lines. I want to say it's Ian something, but I can't remember.
Ian McDiarmid?
McDiarmid.
Yeah.
Diarmid?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are my main 3 theories. I actually think, here's what I think it's going to be. I think it's probably going to be the either twin or clone theory.
Like Emperor Palpatine living inside of a clone of
Like
Rey?
Palpatine had a plan, and he knew that Vader or just had a contingency for being killed, and had either clones or just bodies or something ready.
Yeah.
And Rey is okay, now I'm thinking it through. So maybe there were a bunch of Reys made or something.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, the Rey we know escaped or got rescued or whatever, got separated from the other ones. And then there's a bunch of other like Rey clones or whatever that Palpatine either trained to be Sith or like just had prepared that he could take over or possess. Why he wanted that, but I don't know. But that's kind of a Palpatine thing to do, because I think in the books that aren't technically canon anymore, there were Palpatine clones or something.
Yes.
Along those lines.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's so much open for speculation still. I mean,
honestly, I don't care that much because I'm generally just entertained by the movies and I don't get annoyed.
You don't get emotionally invested.
I do, but I also realize it's a movie and I didn't make it, so my say in how it ends or how it goes doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
And that if I just enjoy it for what it is, it's fine.
Yeah.
Unless it's like outrageously bad.
Another option
whatever
is Rey could have been a female version of Palpatine clone.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just like, I was thinking like download consciousness into the Matrix of Rey, not like female clone.
No, like there's literal just genetic, like blank bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably scattered throughout the galaxy in all these different places. That Palpatine knew he could get his hands on somehow through the Force if he died.
Yep.
That would be a very Palpatine-esque thing.
It would.
I don't know, something that
he's the Claude of Star Wars. He's a schemer.
I wonder if that is in fact the end of the story of Darth Plagueis. Because he starts off all those episodes ago saying like, "Did I ever tell you?"
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Darth Plagueis.
That could be the whole like live forever thing, maybe that Plagueis was figuring
that,
out,
like,
and then
that like Jedi do it by dying and becoming Force ghosts. Sith do it by essentially to kind of combine the two terminologies. Yeah, create clones and re-upload their consciousness into the clone.
Could be.
Or possess them, sort of.
So yeah, like Plagueis figured it out, and then Palpatine figured out and learned it, and then murked him as Sith do to their masters.
Yep.
Generally.
Yeah. Also, it's a very D&D sort of thought, since this is literally what the clone spell does. But it turns out like if the clone ever like wakes up, I think there's like certain conditions which will cause the clone to wake up. It will instantly realize that it's a clone and try and destroy its creator.
Oh yeah, that's the whole Shun thing, right?
So another
like
another theory along the clone line has been brought up that she is actually a clone of Luke's hand, like from all of that.
Oh, his genetic material. So
yeah, because the lightsaber called out to her and things like that. So that's another theory that's kind of going around right now.
Maybe I'd be down with some weird stuff like that.
That's
up my alley.
Oh yeah,
weird Star Wars. I want Star Wars to get even weirder.
I mean, I think we're heading that way. So
I hope we have another cool moment, like essentially like light speed to take out everything, because that was a really cool moment.
It was, but it should have been Akbar's moment.
Hey, it just means because I think he survived through the end of the film, right?
Did he? No? I can't remember. I don't think so.
I can't remember.
I think he died early.
Maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to rewatch it.
I don't either.
But I mean, we're getting Lando, so.
True.
Getting his ship back. Finally. Yep. So yeah. Also, apparently, C-3PO set to Murderbot 5000.
Yeah, C-3PO looks like he just took a fat hit.
Yep.
In that trailer.
Yeah. I don't know if it's actually anything to do with like him becoming like a murder bot. I think it might just be just color setting, because like normally his eyes are orange, so it's like having them red isn't that far off of the color spectrum.
Hmm.
And who knows? I mean, it could be infrared sensors or something. I don't know.
Oh, one thing they did show in the Mandalorian trailer was the droid they showed, which literally is a murder bot. The IG.
Yeah, was that IG-88?
I think they said
I
it's
don't
called
know if
IG-81 because
I was gonna say,
IG-88
because I think
was
88
KOTOR,
was,
right?
IG-88 was in the aforementioned earlier Shadows of the Empire.
Was that IG-88?
Yeah, that was a tough fight too.
I'm trying to remember.
You fight him on top of a train.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember.
But yeah, essentially some kind of like bounty hunting droid.
Yeah, but it was just that was a pretty cool scene, and I just the kind of weird, because it's kind of got that like 1950s design of what a robot would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, that doesn't look scary, and then you
it's
see it's like, but then you see its body like whirling around and the way it moves, like, oh okay.
Yeah, it's got a very like SteamWorld design to its frame.
Yeah.
So like, oh, it's like a goofy robot looking thing or whatever, and then it's like using hinge joints and everything to like swivel backwards, shoot, spin around, shoot, and it's like, oh, that's right. That's very very terrifying.
Okay, I was thinking I got it mixed up with HK-47, which was Revan's droid, which was basically a murder bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I'm interested. I obviously am glad those things are coming out.
Yep.
So getting a little hype for those because they're both coming soon.
We still got a ways for some of them, but
it's basically September. So
we're getting closer.
One comes out in what, October, November? Mandalorian.
I think so.
Like fall, I'm pretty sure.
Well, if it's for Disney Plus is out in November.
There we go.
And then Rise of Skywalker is Christmas.
Yep. Yeah. That's right around the corner.
Yep.
We there. Summer's over.
Oh man, that's right. I've already started buying Christmas presents and everything.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Also coming in December, we got a big Shovel Knight presentation from Yacht Club Games today, in fact. So this is kind of much anticipated since this finally wraps up their Kickstarter that they did like a decade ago.
Back when Kickstarter just started?
Kind of. So King of Cards, the King Knight sort of campaign for Shovel Knight, Shovel Knight Showdown, which is like a Shovel Knight fighting game, and this new game, Shovel Knight Dig, which is kind of like SteamWorld, like a SteamWorld Dig style game, but using like a 16-bit style Shovel Knight. They all got new trailers today, and they're coming out in December. So for digital and physical on all consoles. So if you have already purchased the Treasure Trove, you will automatically get King of Cards and Showdown for free.
Nice.
Which that makes the Treasure Trove like a great deal. I think I paid $20 for it. So it comes with Shovel Knight, Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and now King Knight and Showdown.
Nice. That's for $20. That's a big.
It was like $20 or $30, but
yeah.
And then Shovel Knight Dig. So, there's also going to be a new Amiibo 3-pack of Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and King Knight that will unlock like bonus costumes and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Once again, one of the few third-party Amiibo that Nintendo has licensed. So yeah, it's basically Yacht Club, and then the Blizzard Loot Goblin one are like the only ones that I know of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Which not sure what our local GameStop was talking about. Yeah, that the that Loot Goblin is totally not worth $100.
I don't know. They might have been seeing something else.
I don't know. It was like they had it. They were like, "Oh, you should take it over to Walmart and they'll buy it for like $100." And it's like, well, that's not how price matching works.
I don't know. I don't know.
Also, no. But so yeah, I'm super pumped. I love Shovel Knight. As it evidenced by the poster right up here. Doot, doot.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I will probably try and get those amiibo. Since
see if you can pre-order them.
Yeah.
Because something for, popular franchises, amiibos don't usually stay on the shelf that long. If they're like something like super popular, I know like the Legend of Zelda ones were, as soon as they were in, they were out.
Yeah, Nintendo has been lying, saying like they're in stock, or Amazon too, saying that it's in stock, and like you go to look at them and they're not. And the only place you can buy them from are like third-party resellers that basically import from Japan and then sell them at a markup. It's like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, yeah, basically December for all that stuff, in digital or physical. So, the box art looks pretty good. But I don't have to worry about it since I already have the treasure trove. So I'm just going to get auto downloads.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah.
And it's only 5 more days until the Spyro Reignited trilogy comes out for Switch.
There we go.
5 more days.
Astral Chains comes out this Friday.
And as of right now, there's also only 78 days until Pokemon Sword and Shield.
And next week is Link's Awakening. I believe. Let me just check
and
that. No. Link's Awakening is in 22 days.
Oh, it's on the 20th. Okay.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Demon X Machina.
Link's Awakening is in 22 days.
Okay. Good. That means I have time. I have time to play more Fire Emblem.
I don't have the GameStop app open right now or anything at all.
So that just means I can
pre-order stuff in the app. It tells you how many days until things are launched.
Finish my current playthrough, start and finish another one, and then it'll be time for Link's Awakening.
There's 33 days until Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Enhanced Edition comes out for Switch.
Wait, how many days until the Baldur's Gate stuff?
What?
Courtney?
They've been out enhanced on PC for years.
It's starting. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Courtney, you are frozen.
You froze.
Excited for new games and stuff that has been.
So Courtney, when does Baldur's Gate come out for Switch?
I'm excited that theirs are coming.
We are probably lagging for her as well.
Oh. Probably. I'll just look it up.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate Switch comes out. When does it come out? I don't know. Release date. There we go. Doesn't say. Oh, October.
It is. You can get it on PC now.
Oh, there we go. But I don't want it on PC now.
I mean, those are quintessential PC games. Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2.
But I will play it on Switch.
Yeah.
The real question is
I feel like it would be hard to play those on.
Do I pick up Witcher 3 on PC or do I pick it up on Switch?
You should have got it during the Steam Summer Sale when it was like $10.
Don't care. Because really it boils down to do I want it to look pretty, or do I want portability? Because apparently they've done a really great job at porting it over, and like kind of picking and choosing what elements to sort of downgrade, so that way it doesn't hamper your play experience too much. And at least like they just introduce lots of fog to help with like draw distance and stuff like that to help prevent overtaxing the Switch. Which like I feel like, you know, it might be cheap, like a cheap way of doing things, but at least it feels thematic for that game.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me.
Yeah. But yeah.
There's too much coming out in the next
I know, I'm excited.
quarter of the year.
A little bit.
I'm excited.
Everybody waited until Q4.
Well, I would have been excited had it all come out in June or July.
That's not how they do it, though.
And I had the time. Now that all my
time
is gone.
Yep.
Back to basically no gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's common though. Like that's the big time for games to come out is.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Right. Basically back to school time, or beginning of Q4.
Well, yeah, it's all for Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I'm just complaining that I'm an adult and I hate it.
And you work, and you both work at a job where you can't play video games at work.
Correct.
Well, I mean, I could. I don't think it would last very long.
That's the thing. No. Me, so if everyone's sleeping and everything's going good, and that's why I love the Switch, because I can pause it. If I need to get up and do something.
You can pause any video game system. They all have pause buttons.
But it's easier to pause.
I know what you're saying, though.
Yes. It's much easier to pause.
It would also be difficult to lug around an Xbox One or a PS. I almost said PS5, a PS4.
Yeah.
In your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your pocket for sure.
Yep.
But
so
yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I know Astral Chains has got pretty good reviews so far. So it'll be.
Yeah, I saw. I think the only negative review that I saw was from, I think it was Vice or something like it wasn't something that is really known for, like video game reviews, and it was basically saying how it's like Nier Automata but without like any of the deep thought processes that go into Nier Automata.
Probably. I believe that. It doesn't seem like it's going to be as deep or thought-provoking as Nier was.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay.
And I guess it's surprisingly less fighty than you would have thought it is. And it's a lot of
interesting
running around and like solving people in the city's problems and solving little puzzles and stuff.
As if every now and again after a mission, you go back and have to talk to people and find their lost items.
Right.
And perhaps build relationships with them.
Well, it's like using your, I'm just going to call it a stand because I forgot what it's actually called. Using your stand to get a cat out of a tree. Because some kid's cat.
Oh, Legion. That's what they're called.
Yeah. So
yes.
There's a lot of, apparently I like a lot of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because a game that's just all action all the time a lot of action gets boring when that's all there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted all action all the time, you just played Dynasty Warriors or some variant thereof.
I like Dynasty Warriors. I like Warriors games. They're
actually
pretty fun because they're so mindless.
Yeah. I think at some point I should because I think they re-released Hyrule Warriors for Switch.
Really?
And that would be good. I think there's also Fire Emblem Warriors as well.
Yeah.
That seems to be really
good. They did One Piece Pirate Warriors. They've done a couple of those, and those are
That'd
really
be great.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah, it's perfect for that.
The Hyrule Warriors one, I think, is where they introduced Linkle. who like everybody thought was going to be basically like a female version of Link, and instead it's like just like some girl who thinks like who wants to be a great like the great hero of time or whatever. So she just dresses up like Link and dual wields crossbows.
Okay, why not?
Yeah. You could also play as Ganondorf in that game. Because that's always fun. Play as big beefy Ganondorf and just wreck faces.
He's a little beefcake.
Yep.
Oil him up. Grease those muscles up.
Oh boy. Yep.
It always comes to that with me. Jeez.
Yep. I mean, he could basically be like the bridge between Jacobin and Norn in Tales of Jemmora.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. So, all right, that's gonna wrap up our news for the week. So, why don't we talk about what's going on in 8-Bit Adventures?
Yeah.
So, art commission stream this week happened on Monday. Doing some commissions for Matt Tucker, who plays Seraph in our Tales of Jemmora game. So doing some commissions of his kids' D&D characters. So that was a lot of fun. Getting to pull in, like look up some, like leather armor designs and like hair designs and stuff like that. So that was fun. The Tales of Jemmora episode and the comic this week are related. So Courtney and our friend Heather played in Leafdancer, which is a one-shot for Tales of Jemmora, set it during the same time that our main game is happening at. And it's kind of like an organization like Acquisitions Incorporated, but with a bit more of a conscience. Basically recruiting this new group of people to go investigate a haunted house. Unfortunately, we were going to have our friend Sean, who plays Twixen in the main game, play as well, but he was in the hospital.
Medical emergency.
Yeah. So instead, y'all got to hang out with Sir Munts.
Yay! And he stole my heart.
Is an awakened dog that has levels in the expert sidekick class. And he is the best investigator ever. So, and then the comic this week, because I don't know if there's going to be any regular comics for a while. Maybe not until after my wedding, because things are just kind of crazy, and I haven't really been able to plot stuff out. So we might just do a lot of 8-Bit Adventures artwork until then. But it's just some artwork of Sir Munts, who is totally not based off of my dog whatsoever.
Totally not.
No siree.
No, absolutely not.
How would anybody even think that?
I don't know.
No, I wouldn't think that from the nights when we've, Monty hasn't wanted to cuddle with you, but has instead wanted to cuddle with Megan, and the same voice was used.
Yeah. But if you are interested in checking out basically a 2-person D&D game, be sure to check out Leafdancer. It's kind of just our own take on Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So if you're also interested in that adventure and how that can be run,
it was.
Be sure to check that out.
It was interesting.
Definitely, it's definitely suited for a much bigger party.
It was definitely
Put it that way.
Like Sean, I've discussed this with you off stream. I personally struggle with some bits of RP if I don't have many people to play off of. So Heather was great to play off of, and I really enjoyed having Sir Munts to be there and guide us a little bit. I really enjoyed my character, Sister Monica Joan, and I can't wait to play another one-shot of the Leafdancers with her and kind of develop that character just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed it. But there's only so much you can do in a single one shot for character development.
Yeah. So this will be a thing where if the studio's not available, we'll try and essentially do more of these one-shot online one-shots. So again, definitely made extensive use of Sirenscape for that. That I think worked out really well. They have their own, like, basically custom-made Ghosts of Saltmarsh sound pack, licensed by Wizards. So it's made to be used for that adventure. So that's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, those sounds were like...
They were awesome.
They were on point.
Yep.
Wow. Like, the fact that it was, like, you told us after that, like, all of that had been made for it, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's just perfect. That is
so it's
awesome.
all special music, special sound effects, ambient effects, and everything. So yeah. Also, we got to play test basically the sidekick rules. Sidekicks are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
And I think they actually, like, I think you could do that if you wanted to take, like, I don't know, like, you could do it basically as like a player character. I felt like Sir Munts definitely held his own without kind of stealing the spotlight mechanics wise from anybody. But especially the expert, because the expert is just like, oh, you can help as a bonus action at level 2. So like the whole shtick is like you just help people do things. So I think it also opens up a wide opportunity to play like all sorts of bizarre characters, since they're designed to be played with anything of CR1 or less, I think.
Nice.
So, and then what is it called? Path of the Astral Soul.
Yeah, that was
Heather
cool.
Played. So got
Heather
to
busting out some turtle arms.
Yeah, her stand was basically as a monk following Thespon, who's the giant turtle god of the wilderness and the land in Jemmora. Her stendo was basically a giant, kung fu turtle. That was great.
It was really fun. It was very much, it was really fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if your characters really got to shine in combat very much because so a little spoilery, but most of the enemies that were fought were swarms, which require basically kind of specialized tactics to really fight. And so when you have single target damage, not so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Well, I also could have and should have picked better spells.
I don't know. You just pick you pick whatever you want to pick. That's all.
Yeah, no. Thinking about like it worked from a role play stance.
Yeah.
It didn't necessarily work for like because my character she just didn't know what she was getting into.
Yeah.
Fully. So I think if that were to happen again, she would definitely be picking more tactical spells. Yeah. That's what I got on that.
Yeah. So
I know,
but I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to do another Leafdancer one shot. So
yeah.
And the really nice thing about Leafdancer is we can get we can have people coming in and out. It doesn't always have to be the same group because of the whole nature of that group.
Yeah. I mean, my intention is to keep it as a small, 3 players.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like if somebody can't, say like I can't do the next one.
Yeah.
It can be very easily story-wise written in that, they're out on something else and we've got a new mission and new recruits or whatever it may be. So
yep, totally.
I really like the style that it's going to be in.
Yeah.
So.
And who knows? Sir Munts may return as a guest character in any other kind of game.
Yay!
Who knows?
Yes, he is now canon in Jemmora.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything that happened in Leafdancer is canon.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and let's put it this way. That will become much more apparent with other one-shots that we do, sort of with that sub-setting.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as game night streams, just Fire Emblem and more Fire Emblem. It will continue to be Fire Emblem until whatever. So yeah,
I keep saying I just wish that game had more content so I could keep playing it.
Yeah, I think realistically, I mean, I might do another playthrough after this one. I'm not sure. And then I think that would be it. Until DLC comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. But speaking of which, why don't we go right into quest log then?
Yes.
So quest log is where we talk about what we've been playing or doing as far as geeky activities for the past week. So I think looking at the show notes here, it looks like Josh has finally fallen off the Fire Emblem wagon.
Yeah.
I have.
Which
so
you know,
I did 2 playthroughs of Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me because the story. I mean, like I said, the second halves are all different.
Yep.
But I just can't keep doing that first half of the game over and over again.
Yeah.
Too repetitive. But I did go and watch all the other endings and storylines just to see how it was different because I was curious to see how it all played out.
Yeah.
I kept playing a little bit of Octopath, but I think I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna drop it. It's not doing it for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's not a lot. It's just there's no story. It just doesn't have an interesting or I don't know, intriguing story.
Yeah, it's something where if you're really looking for the overarching story, then it's not.
I mean, everybody has their own story, but to me, they're all incredibly boring stories. It just doesn't like the writing's not there for me.
Different games for different people.
Yeah, it just feels too much like those old '90s games, including the writing. It just doesn't feel It doesn't feel fleshed out, I guess is what I'm thinking as far as like character personality and like the dialogue between people and it doesn't feel like it builds upon the world or integrates into the world in any meaningful way. So again, gameplay wise, I like the gameplay and that's all fine, but just it's not hooking me enough story wise to keep pushing me forward.
You know, as I said, different games for different people.
Yeah, and I've put in probably close to 25 hours into it, so it's like it's not like I didn't put a good amount of time. I put in and like my main characters are all like level 40 and like so I've put in a good amount of time.
At that point, I mean, you've gotten a fair amount of worth.
Oh yeah.
You've gotten a fair amount of game time for your money's worth. So
yeah, for sure. And who knows, maybe I'll go back to it and muck about with it at some point, but for now there's just too much other stuff coming out, and I started playing World of Warcraft again, and so
let the record show that after all the talk.
Yeah.
So it's not the game itself that made me play. It's the people I know all playing and me wanting to play. Just no, it's game. I still connect with them. Like I'm always in their Discord talking to them and stuff, but I'm not playing anything with them usually. And I think it's just wanting to share an experience, a gaming experience with people I've played with in the past.
Yeah.
It's not the game is the game, and also it sucks. I mean, there's a lot about vanilla that sucks.
That's why I was kind of surprised when I came onto Discord and I saw you playing World of Warcraft.
I'm totally on board with all the quality of life stuff WoW has done for sure. Like, but that being said, because there's not much to say about vanilla Warcraft. It's vanilla Warcraft. If you've played it, you know what it is. And if you played Warcraft, you pretty much know what the game is. It's definitely more difficult in that, like, just leveling is harder. because it's just every mob is way more dangerous because you're way weaker. It's not like you throw on all your heirloom gear now and go level, and it's like you're blasting through and breezing through, and they did all the XP changes, and it's just so fast. It's like leveling takes a really long time, and it's hard to do solo actually, and so. But all that being said, there is something now playing it that I do see that's a big positive in that game in the original state it's in, without all the quality of life stuff, and that's that you are kind of forced to interact with other people on your server. And it's not a bad thing. You are forced to talk to people in chat. You are forced to group up with people to complete things. Like
you're forced to
it's
play
not
well
just
with others.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Because there's still jerks. There's still a lot of jerks and trolls.
Oh, there's always going to be on the internet, but that's the internet.
Sitting out in Baron's chat, it's just like it's 2004. It's hasn't changed. But there's somewhat of a charm to that, I will say. It's more of a nostalgic thing. But like if you want to do a dungeon, it's not just I'm queuing for the dungeon and it's going to throw me with 4 other randos. It's like you have to advertise in chat, or like you have to find those people and you have to talk with those people while you're playing. It's not, and again, there's a bit more difficulty in that. It's not. I hate to say difficulty because I don't think the game's necessarily harder. It's just got to be more careful because CC, crowd controlling mobs in dungeons, is more important, and like you can't just, particularly in those low level dungeons, you can't just recklessly charge in as a tank and pull everything and expect to make it out, like, because of all the changes they've made in the current.
There's a little bit more finesse and a little bit more strategy.
And it's just like I ran a dungeon this morning with a bunch of people, and like I had to kind of coach them through the polls and be like, mage, you can't just AoE everything because I'm going to be able to hold aggro on that.
Yeah.
I don't have the, I don't my one thunderclap I could do every 10 seconds isn't going to hold this group on me, and like I can't like tab and sunder everything enough while you're AoEing because it's just going to get pulled onto you. So it's like, and then like big polls of like 5 mobs, like you have to CC. So like rogue, you have to sap this one, you have to sap or not, you have to sheep this one, mage, and everybody focus on this one. It's like mage turns something into a sheep and it won't attack you.
So
literally sheep it. Okay.
Yeah, polymorph sheep.
Yeah, polymorph.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, sheep? What? Huh?
But it's just the in that base game there's more positive social interaction. Whereas in retail version, you can just do your own thing and not speak to anybody for the most part. Overall, like there's some aspects where you kind of have to, but you're usually guilded, and that's all you. Run with.
You're talking with your guild, and
This, and there's some of that too because I'm playing with a group of people and we're in a guild. But still, like just people out questing, and like it feels nice when you're just running by a priest or somebody and they throw their buff on you randomly, and like, oh, that was kind of like. Or you see somebody dying to a mob and you help them, or vice versa. You're dying to a mob and somebody comes over and throws a heal on you and helps you. Like that stuff you don't see that much in the current game. At least I don't.
Would you say it's more cooperative in general?
Somewhat. And like I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures online on like Reddit or anything, Sean. Like so, and this hasn't been my experience, but apparently it's happening in other places. People lining up to get a spawn of a monster, so like taking turns to get rare spawns or quest mobs that like have a spawn time or something.
Wow.
So
that is far nicer than my experience back in the day.
My experience has not been that I've been playing, but apparently in some instances it has been happening. People taking screenshots, like you see a long line of people just waiting their turn to kill the quest mob. Mine hasn't been like that. It's just everybody grouped around the spawn point and spamming whoever instance, whoever gets the tag.
Whoever gets the
but I mean, it's just interesting to see. So, like I said, there is a aspect of social interaction in that base game that isn't there in retail that I do appreciate, and I didn't realize was completely gone. As far as the game mechanics go, it's annoying. Like you have to, it's a walking simulator most of the time. You're running around all over the place. Like quest design
so
and
flying
placement
doesn't exist.
There's no flying.
Oh, trust me, I remember watching.
You don't get mounts until like 40.
This.
Yep.
And it's just I'm playing Hortside, and I'm right now. One of my characters was in the Barrens, which is a huge zone, and it feels so huge when all you can do is run.
Yeah.
And like you get like 10 different quests to go kill raptors, but there's like, I don't know, 10 raptors in the whole zone that spawn. It's like there's not enough mobs for the quests, and like the drop rates on quest items are super low. Wow. So even if you like, I need 15 of this item off these mobs, you're probably killing 100 of them to get it.
This is before they introduced quest tagging, so that
right. So there's nothing pointing you to where this stuff is on your map. So in like current game, you open your map and there's a little red circle like, here's where you go to do your quest. This, it's just like you have to read the quest. It's like, go 40 furlongs east of the camp and you will find a pack of raptor nests, and they're here at 9 a.m. It's just like random. It's a bit of hyperbole.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
is it though?
So it's just like, go in this direction. There's some raptors over here that we need their feathers or something.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but that can be 100 yards to the east of camp, or that could be like a mile to the east of camp. It's not specific.
Courtney, it might be that there are other groups of raptors in the zone that don't drop the items that you need. You need to find a specific group of raptors.
Right.
Or it's like, what I was referring to with the quest tagging.
You had to read the quest text to get an idea of the general area, and then you had to explore. So back then, it was cool because the internet wasn't like it is now, and there wasn't as much information. And like, you did get a sense of awe and exploration and adventure in that. Now it's just like, okay, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
This is my opinion, because the other people I'm playing with, like, this is the best. Like, it's crazy how bonkers people are going for this. I don't understand why they like it.
And the thing I was referring to with quest tagging is, so in retail is, if you go to attack an enemy, right? Like like anybody that's on that quest will also be able to attack that enemy and then get any rewards from it or have it count for the quest. In Classic, it's the only case in which other people could get credit for you like killing that enemy or whatever is if they're grouped with you on that quest. Because otherwise, like, if you have two individuals, the first person that tags it will get credit and the other person won't get any credit for it.
Here's even more crappiness with that. It's like, so again, I need 15 raptor feathers or something, right? And I'm doing it with my friend, and we're going around. We don't both get to pick up the item off a mob.
Correct.
We have to take turn. Like, sometimes I'll get it and it doesn't share it, and sometimes she'll get it, and like, then I get nothing off that one. So it's like, sometimes it takes double the time if you're doing
double the time because you both have the same
because it doesn't share the items. Like, you got to pick up your.
It's not like you go and it's not like you guys are doing
now,
as a group. Now
in retail, it's all shared. Like, if it drops an item, you'll both get it off.
Well, it's all it's personal.
And drop rates are way higher too. It's like 100% on a lot of stuff in retail, whereas it's probably like between 15 and 50%. 15 and 50% for a lot of them.
I mean, the old joke was, you know, like for Westfall Stew, it would be like, oh, you need gore tusk livers and like buzzard eyes or whatever, and just walking around like, what sort of mutant wildlife is out here where gore tusks don't have livers? And
exactly, you're just saying 8 out of these 10 gore tusks
one-eyed buzzards. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm having fun insofar as I'm enjoying the company of the people I'm playing with.
That's good.
And like, that's fun. And like, I do appreciate that, again, in the state of the MMO, it feels more social and like it's a bit more of a community, and people are willing to talk to each other and chat. Like, the chat box is always, people are always talking in chat in Classic. There's always some conversation going on in trade or general or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember one of my.
Whereas now there's hardly anybody talking.
I remember one of my boyfriends, like, as soon as he, like, you always just mute chat. And it's only, you'd only be talking to your guildmates over Discord or something.
See, I like to watch the chat conversation sometimes, because if I'm just doing some boring questing where I'm, again, I need to get 15 raptor feathers and it drops off one every 5, and I'm sitting out there in the middle of the plains just doing my thing and grinding away, it's like, it's somewhat entertaining to watch the usually stupid conversations that are going on in general chat. So, I mean, and here's the other, I don't know if you want to call it controversy with WoW Classic, is the queue times are insane.
Queue times are also circa 2004.
Insane. I don't ever remember. I guess maybe I played after initial launch. So
super
initial
long
launch,
queues?
Yeah, we're talking like 20,000 people long waits to log in and like 8-hour waits.
So like you go to log in before work and come home, and
average queue time is like 2 hours.
Now, it was worse the first 2 days ago because they start off with so few servers. And this has been the conversation a lot with the people I've been playing with, and I'm sure everybody else. It's like, how are you so far off with your estimation of how many people are going to play this, that it was this bad? It blows my mind that you don't have some type of person whose job it is to figure this estimation of traffic in your game out, and that you can't figure out, particularly because they had people reserving names and places a couple weeks ago before this. So there had to be a way there has to be some like equation that they use in this business to estimate traffic just based on that and other variables, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, the name reservation was only like 2 weeks ago, I feel like.
Yeah, but they had like 2 million people reserve names.
But I wonder if it takes longer than that to set up servers.
Apparently not, because they've been adding new servers the last 2 days.
Okay.
My guess is they had a conservative guess to save money initially, so they didn't have to pay for whatever hardware costs and server stuff, and hoping, and this is probably still going to happen. There's going to be a big drop off in participation in this within the next couple of weeks, for sure. After everybody gets over their initial hype and nostalgia and whatever.
I think when people get to endgame,
really that's a ways off. That's a ways off, because it's going to take a month for everybody or longer to get to 60. Remember,
I think that's
this isn't the expansion where you're max level in 2 days. This is original, where it's going to take you a month or a few months to get to level 60. And
I know there's a lot of
to just do Molten Core is going to be a big deal. Like,
I know there's a lot of folks that I follow that are definitely ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: once people do the content, it's going to go fast. Like, it's not because we've all done this before. Most of it, except for like Naxxramas, where like 0.1% of WoW players did original Nax.
Yeah,
but even so, people are better players overall now because of just time playing the game. And
there's also the fact that Wowhead is a thing, and that there's like one single unified database of everything in the game.
Right.
That way,
I mean,
it doesn't take you a week to find Mankrik's wife.
That, again, Baron's joke that I see every 2 minutes go through on the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Mankrik's wife? Yeah. So, but I think just like once people get over like, oh yeah, this is way more hardcore, and like get over their condescending view of the current game, and like it makes me better to play this when it was harder and more difficult, whole thing, which I think is a lot of this, honestly, for a lot of people. And people get over the nostalgia, I think, in probably about a month, you'll see a big drop off. But
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
The queues have been incredible. So we started on one of the servers, and I got lucky and got in relatively early. And then yesterday I didn't have anything to do, so I was up at like 8 a.m. and I got on right away. But even at like 10 a.m. Eastern time, there was already like a 5,000 person queue.
Wow.
And then by the afternoon, when people are getting out of work and stuff at prime time, 5, 6 o'clock, whatever, it was like 15,000, 20,000 person queue. they've been adding servers, and so like the people I've been playing with, they switched servers today.
Wow.
Because half of the people that had all planned playing together couldn't get in the first 2 days at all.
Yeah.
So rather than keep sitting and waiting, because the server we'd started on still has big queues, even though they've relieved it a little bit and added new servers. Like, so that was like, I was super annoyed today because I had put in like 20 hours over the last 2.5 days of leveling to get to like almost level 20. And think about that, how slow that, John, you could probably understand how slow that is to get to level 20. That like that was a lot of work for me, and like just not doing much the last 2 days, and like now all that's like I had to decide, do I just stay here by myself with the couple days of work, or do I move with everybody else? And it's also like we're waiting to see what happens. Like they're still up in the air. What are they going to do? Because this isn't being completely fixed by adding new servers, because there's still just tons and tons of people. Even the new servers they're adding at prime time, they're still having queue times. Not 20,000 like the couple of big servers that were crazy populated, but like people are still waiting a half hour or longer sometimes to get in at night. So,
and unfortunately, in today's day of technology, that's not acceptable.
Well, no,
that
particularly because this is being paid for. I mean, it's an add-on to what they're already paying for with the retail game, but a lot of people are just paying for this. Like, I'm not paying my subscription for current WoW. I'm paying it basically to play Classic right now. And I think there's a lot of people who left the game and are coming back just for this, or that are probably in the same boat. So people are having to sit around for 2 days not being able to get in. And that's it's pretty unacceptable. So I don't know the tech side of it, or like how servers work, or how all that, and how easy or how difficult it is to like relieve that, but I don't know.
I would argue that
I'm curious to see
people wanted the authentic Classic experience.
Well,
you get what you wish for, folks, good and bad.
Yeah. Well, that's true, but I think this could have been handled way better. I think they kind of dropped the ball with this.
I mean, I'm not surprised, because for any expansion, there's queue times and everything.
BFA wasn't like this. Legion wasn't like this. It's been a couple expansions since they had like a really, really crazy launch, with like long queues and stuff like that, or like servers crashing and stuff like that.
Yeah. But so, I don't know. I feel like if people have been playing that long enough, should we really be surprised?
I mean, that's stuff we're all saying too. We're like, oh yeah, remember when things were like this back in 2004? I mean,
I definitely remember the Wrath of the Lich King launch,
Crusade launch, and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
So, but I will continue to not play Classic.
I'll do it as long as
I will definitely continue to never have played.
Yeah, as long as the people I like playing MMOs with keep playing, then I'll do it. Because again, it's not really about the game for me. That's just whatever. This could be any MMO, but if a group of people I like playing with play the game, I'd like to play with them just to share in the experience. That's really what it is for me. I just like playing with a certain group of people, and that's the fun of it, is our inside jokes and just sharing the game together, the good and the bad bits. And what else did I do? I played some board games this weekend with a mutual friend of the show.
Yes.
Our great Twixen, Sean Robbins.
Our great vampire robot boy.
Our great vampire robot boy. He had a game day over at his house on Saturday after he had just gotten out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Actually, he got back to his house later that afternoon after all of us were there. Like, I didn't know.
Jeez.
He wasn't even.
He didn't tell anybody. So I get there that morning, and his girlfriend's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, where's Sean?" She's like, it's a thing. I was like, "Oh, okay." I figured there was something personal going on. I didn't inquire. Whatever. And then later, as more people got, they said, "Oh, he was in the hospital for the last few days." Jesus. I didn't know. And then he got released that afternoon and came back, and he seemed fine and whatnot. But it was a lot of fun. Played a lot of fun. It was all cooperative board games. So what did I play? I played a game called 5 Minute Dungeons, which was really good. Have you ever played any? It's basically it's a card game with a bunch of different. There's like a few different classes, and each one has its own deck of cards. And then there's a bunch of bosses and a deck of cards that goes on it, which are different obstacles or enemies or whatever in the dungeon. And you set a timer, and you have 5 minutes, and you got to get through that enemy deck and beat the boss at the end in 5 minutes using whatever between what you and your partners have. I don't want to explain it too much, but it was a really fun game. It's quick, obviously, and it's easy. It's not like an overly complicated game with like crazy rules. It's very simple and straightforward once you start playing it. So that was a lot of fun. I played a game apparently made by Riot, the makers of League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's a board game called Mechs versus Minions. And it's like, did you ever play Robo Rally, Sean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that mechanically, where you like program a set of instructions for your character. So there's up to 4 different mechs you can be in. Each mech has a character from League on them. One's like Heimerdinger.
Yep.
Heimerdinger, Corky, some other dumb, those little whatever. What are those?
Yordles.
Yordles. They're all dumb Yordles and mechs.
Like Teemo and...
No, it is not Teemo, because I would have known it.
There's no Teemo?
No Teemo, thank goodness. Heimerdinger,
Triss?
Corky, maybe
Tristana?
Maybe. There was a girl one I couldn't remember.
That would make sense.
And whatever.
Was Fizz in that?
Maybe. I can't remember. I played Heimerdinger.
He runs in a mech.
Yeah. I mean, and they're all in mechs. They're all using mechs. So it's interesting because it's kind of like that. It's like Robo Rally, where you program instructions for your mech on your turn. It's like, I'm gonna move forward, and then it turns 90 degrees, and then it's gonna attack things in this direction, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
There's different scenarios you can play in the game. So like one I played was you got to protect the mech school from the minions coming forward. So it's almost tower defense like.
Okay.
In that, like, you have these waves of minions coming or doing stuff, and you got to do some type of objective. So we had waves of minions coming at the school. We couldn't let the school get attacked by them, but we had to collect these 3 objects out on the board that were away from the school to get the objective to end. And then the other one they had like some big mech boss that another group played later, and I watched them play. There's some big mech boss they had to like beat while fighting waves of minions. So like there's all different objectives, so the game's kind of different every time you play. That was a lot of fun, just because the mechanics, and then again, I'm not gonna go into the rules, but that was a fun game. Mechs versus Minions. It was there, so I might buy it just for all the miniatures that come with it. The insane amount of minis that come with it, and they're like, they're like, guess how much this is? Like, this has got to be at least a $250 game, because there's so many minis and stuff, and like all the mechs are hand painted, and I was just like, wow. They're like, no, it was like $100. It's like, holy crap! That for the amount of minis you get. Yeah. I mean, they're all very samey. They just look like the minions from League.
Okay.
Like your lane minions.
Yeah,
which is fine, but that's just a lot, and you can still use that for a lot of things. It's like, that's very usable. What else?
Is there a difference between the mage minions and the melee minions?
No, all minions do the same thing. Yeah.
Well, not to. We should probably.
Yeah.
Move along, because we're running
lots of games. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ooh, we just had a big lag spike. Oh.
Oof.
Yeah, all of a sudden dropped 3,000 frames.
Ooh.
It's like, what?
That's big.
So anyway, and Courtney and I pretty much have just been playing Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we really need to.
Courtney?
I have not gotten much further. This week I have been.
Are you
a
still
little bit
pre-time
distracted.
skip?
I'm still pre-time skip. Yes. I'm getting close to it though. I'm at like chapter. I've only gone like another chapter or so like 11 or 12.
Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, I'm real close. I can tell.
So you have not yet gotten sexy eye patch Dimitri.
Nope, not yet.
I'll kill them all.
Yep.
But I've actually been doing something else. Geeky and friend of the show Heather and I are planning to go to Gen Con next year. And so we've been talking cosplay for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be going as Bo and Keg for one of the days. I'm going to be doing Bo in the red dress from one of the beach episodes. And then of course I'm doing May, and I've just been kind of like updating and getting different and better clothes for that. So that's been a little bit all consuming. I've also had a lot of appointments this week, so I haven't really been able to play as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But this week should definitely be changing. So
cool.
Yeah.
I think I just hit chapter 11 or the beginning of chapter 12 in my new game plus playthrough. I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding I now have a challenge of trying to make sure people end up with the appropriate partners that I have selected for them at the end of the game. Because
you're still going off of your notebook.
That is turning into a giant micromanaging nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're shipping people and saying you're like now Kith with the pigeons.
Well, it totally changes how you run your battles.
Yes. 100%. Because I had a rash of battles where Ignatz and Raphael were fighting next to each other, and now they're just all super buddy, and it's like, well, yeah, I get you guys are best friends or whatever, but like, no, you're supposed to be paired off with your lady friends. No, go separate.
You can't let what's meant to be not happen.
Seriously.
If those boys want to get down, you let them get down.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't think they actually have a paired ending, though.
They probably don't.
I don't think they do, which is weird because like, not necessarily like a romantic ending, but just like the fact that they have like a best friendo ending.
Yeah. They have best friendo endings for a couple other people.
Yeah. Like my Felix and Sylvain one was I don't know, it felt like it was a little more than best friendo, which was cool. And same with Dadu and Dimitri.
Yeah.
Best friend ending.
This is the thing, like, you guys are being all strategic about it, and I'm just like,
I wasn't. I just let it lie how it lied.
Well, no, I did that the first run through Courtney.
No,
That's
Sean,
why.
you're still being all strategic about it and getting like doing all the tea parties and like doing like all of the full big huge like ranking up everybody. The only things that I have done to make sure that I'm getting like the most out of stuff is I've written down the lost items and the favorite gifts of everybody. Other than that, I let it happen.
Well, again, that's what I did the first time through. The only thing that I paid attention to was, what do I need to do to get to recruit Dorothea and to recruit Bernadetta? And the rest of it was just like, oh, well, we'll just do meals or whatever, and whatever happened.
Yeah.
No, this time around, I set out and I was like, I'm going to try. And that was just who I needed to recruit, right? And then down below was just what skills I needed for the master classes.
Yeah.
I think I'm at the point where I only have to recruit Ingrid, and I keep trying to recruit her and she won't do it. So I'm hoping that it's one of those like out of exploration, she just randomly like decides to join up, because that's how I've basically recruited everybody. Is that they've approached me. But
I was able to fully recruit Dorothea, actually.
Best dancer.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So I was pretty happy about that one.
Also, what's nice is I ran all of my mages through Bishop, so now they all have renewal, so they just get passive auto healing on top of whatever nonsense they have. And then if I decide to do another playthrough, I can then just pay and they get renewal from the get-go.
True.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah. Also, if you're playing through, recruit Sylvain, if only to get his paralog mission, which you get a whole bunch of really awesome rewards. Like you get a relic weapon, you get a custom battalion, you get a bunch of I mean, you get a bunch of the single use like boost a stat by 2, like an
Yeah, there
extra
was a
large
whole
bullion.
bunch of those. Yeah.
If you have a paralog, you always get stuff like that, particularly if you meet the goals that are set for you.
Yeah. But
yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get the Lance of Ruin. That I didn't realize from the get-go that his brother is the guy that you like. He turns into the beast. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that until I started like actually having support conversations with him.
Yeah, the whole deal is his brother doesn't have a crest and was the older brother.
Yeah.
So he got kind of snubbed out of his inheritance because Sylvain was born with a crest.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I've been paying attention to what my students are saying.
Well, he's not a golden deer, Courtney, so it's until I started trying to recruit him, I didn't get those conversations.
Until you started to, But I think if I play through again after I finish this, I will go golden deer.
Everyone should do golden deer.
At least once.
Fear the deer.
I would personally... See, the thing is, I want to play through each house.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I want to play through each house. That way I can see kind of, get all of the stories, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And play through it, so... But I've still got to finish my first playthrough.
Yep. And then I did the Maximus Cup for Tetris 99 this past weekend. It was get 100 points and unlock a Fire Emblem theme.
Cool.
So basically what it does is you get a cool wallpaper of the 3 house leaders and like the mountain, the monastery mountain in the background.
Nice.
It does the battle music while you're playing Tetris. And then
cool.
It does the Tetraminos themselves take on like a marble like texture. Kind of a stone like texture. So it's a little more matte. They're not shiny and reflective like they are in the base game. So
cool.
Yeah. So that was it. I kind of wish that I did the Maximus Cup when they first did it, because they did a classic Tetris theme, which I've been hankering for and I can't get it. But yeah, the Fire Emblem one's pretty good, I have to say. Oh yeah, and then all the sound effects or whatever are sound effects from Fire Emblem. So like when you actually get a Tetris, it's like the critical hit sound.
Nice.
In Fire Emblem. So yeah.
Cool.
So cool beans. And I've been watching Claude's voice actor play through Golden Deer as well, and getting his thoughts and everything. Because he's like, yeah, I recorded 1,000 lines of dialogue and I don't remember like any of it whatsoever. So this is all new to me too, folks. And he'll do things like halfway through a stream, he'll like do a break, and he'll call it like Dear Abby, and he'll put on like little deer antlers and like take questions from the chat.
Nice.
And weird random stuff like that. Apparently he was a large proponent of the golden deer being meme lords, so he actually did like a recruitment video when the game first came out. Was like, apparently I have been learning that Black Eagles is the most popular house, folks, so I need you all to get out there and start making memes. He's like, we need more people. So, but yeah, that's been entertaining.
Black Eagle #1.
It's still too.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's people that are doing what I'm doing and they're just like, man, I really enjoyed that playthrough. I'm just gonna do it again.
Maybe.
Or they're just recruiting all of the Black Eagle units into their previous house.
I think everybody's recruiting Dorothea for sure.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are recruiting Dorothea.
That's and Bernie. Everybody seems to be recruiting those too. Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at that top list, it's almost all Black Eagles.
100%.
Yeah.
I know Claude actually managed to sneak in at the bottom one for a couple months, and then he fell right back out. It's like, oh no, Claude. So, but yeah, I know I am certainly recruiting like most of the Black Eagles for this playthrough.
Are you using them?
No.
Oh, there you go.
I'm recruiting them just so that I can have them be part of the monastery after the time skip. and to pair them up with blue lions.
I like the whole, like, you've got to kill your friends and the time skip thing.
Oh, that's good to know. So anybody that I don't recruit...
Anybody that you don't recruit now, Courtney, you will just kill after the time skip.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Dimitri will love it. Dimitri's totally into it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I remember the first time I was like, oh, I don't want to kill you when they showed up on the battle. Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I am 100% fully convinced that the Blue Lions arc is just Alliance circa Warcraft 3.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Dimitri is just 100% Arthas Menethil. But with an eye patch, so it makes him even cooler.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I
wonder if anybody's made that into a meme
tonight.
Just like taking a photo of Arthas and then just like photoshopping an eye patch on him and just says like, kill them all. So, all right. I think we've gone on long enough. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. So,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us, folks. If you would like to see more content from 8-Bit Adventures, be sure to check out 8-bitadventures.com. Over there, you can find comics, podcasts, streams, artwork, and videos. And if you would like to help support that content, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/8bitadventures. Big shout out and thank you to all of our current patrons. You make projects like Tales of Jemmora, Berkshire Bites, all the streams, comics, everything like that, all possible. And you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month or $12 a year. So our opening theme is One Up by Professor Shy Guy. You can find his awesome work over at professorshyguy.bandcamp.com.
Whoop.
Anything else? I think that wraps it up.
I think that's it.
So, without further ado, have fun, everyone. Happy gaming, and enjoy your pie cake.
Bye, everybody.
Fear the deer.